Hey everybody, welcome back to Coop to Grill. I am cooking today because I've been cooking since I was 3, but I know many of you probably think that I can't cook because the only person you see cooking is Chef Sherman. So I'm going to be cooking for you today, and we're going to start out with a baking video. So I'm actually making my sister's chocolate chip cookie recipe.
Oh my goodness, you've only made these for me one time. This is a very special occasion.
Well, and the recipe is normally secret, but don't tell her. Anyway, so what we're going to use today, I've got all my ingredients here. It looks like a total disaster. It's really great. We've got chocolate chips. So one of the best things about this recipe is you don't have to use chocolate chips. You can use dark chocolate. You can use peanut butter chips. You can use those cool unicorn rainbow colored ones. It doesn't matter because everything that you're going to do for the base of the cookie dough, you can make a new fun cookie out of. You can even add mint chips, and it's still going to be good.
Oh, yeah.
I love this dough. This is why I only do her recipe.
Yeah.
So we're going to do flour. We've got some brown sugar. And here's the best part. We've got Crisco and butter. This is how you know this is a Midwest recipe. We've also got regular white sugar. We've got vanilla. And we've got 2 eggs sitting here in my spoon rest. And then we've got some baking soda, salt, and I think that might be it. It's kind of exciting. Pretty simple. These are ingredients we always have in our house, so if there's ever a need for cookies, because that comes up often,
it does.
We can just do it, which is great.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and get started. We're going to start with the dry ingredients, and the reason that we're doing that is because this is how my mother taught me to bake. So when I was a little kid, my mom made all the meals, all the baked goods, pretty much anything that was in the kitchen. And that was the girl's job, okay? So this is an old school mindset.
I like it.
But it's how I learned to cook. So
kick all the men out first.
That's right.
Yes.
Well, like I think Mr. DeGrill has mentioned, the first time he cooked in my mother's kitchen, she thought he was a unicorn. Like, she literally asked me multiple times, is he okay in there alone? Yes.
Is he allowed to be in there alone?
Is he allowed? Yes, he is. So
I heard that from the other room.
it's pretty entertaining.
Yeah.
But this is why I know how to cook. So rule of thumb from my mom, don't know if there's any logic or science or anything behind it, is you always start with the dry ingredients and you mix them in a totally separate bowl first. And all of your dry ingredients are supposed to be combined together before they go in with your wet ingredients. If you've ever seen Mr. DeGrill make a cake, and this is your rule of thumb, you'll have a small panic attack, but it'll be fine. Yeah, that was a learning curve for us.
I know exactly what I was doing. And it turned out way better than you thought it ever could.
It was actually amazing. Yeah. All right, so something that my mom also was a real stickler about is if it's a measurement, it's actually the measurement. So here at Coop de Grill, you measure with your heart. In my mother's kitchen, that was not allowed. So what we're going to do is go ahead and measure our flour. So we need 2.5 cups of flour. So she would do it like this. So you flatten out, so you have the exact measurement. So this is a 1/2 cup, okay? And Coop de Grill, I know we measure all willy-nilly. Well, not when I cook. So
that's so weird.
It's so weird, I know. And also, something my mother would have not been appreciative of is that the recipe is a guideline. Oh, no. No. The recipe is a recipe, and if you'd like to make another recipe using this recipe as a base, you're welcome to do so. But you don't. Just add whatever you want. Then we're going to add 2 more cups of flour. If you make it with love, it's going to be good. See, and we talk about how Mr. DeGrill loves to throw spices all over my kitchen. When I bake, he gets to clean up, and I get to throw flour and all kinds of other things all over my kitchen. That's it. You just mix up your dry ingredients, but now they are mixed together and ready to add to your wet ingredients once those are all mixed. So we're going to move on to the wet ingredients. So here's another mom rule of thumb. If you're going to have butter in anything, you need to mix your butter together first before you add sugar or anything else to it so that it's fluffy. No, I can't tell you why. It's just the way she taught me, so that's what we're going to do. This is why I do a lot of things in life. It's the way she taught me. Okay, and we're going to go with a half a cup of butter. So 1 stick for us. The recipe actually calls for unsalted because we added salt. I never pay attention to that because we typically buy salted butter for everything else. So just so you know. And then the Crisco has these nifty little measurements here. So we're going to do a half, which is a big half of block, basically, of Crisco is a half a cup. Stick that in. Yay. And then we're going to mix that together with a hand mixer. So there are some things that I don't do exactly like she did, and that is use a hand mixer for a lot of things. We're going to scrape the sides. Now we've creamed our butter and our Crisco together. Now we're going to add in all of our sugars. All right, so a half a cup of sugar. Okay, so again, we're going to just make sure our measurement is as right as possible. Get a half a cup of white sugar. And then we want firmly packed brown sugar. So when we firmly pack our sugar, I literally take my measuring cup, my half cup, and I stick it in the bag. And then I use my thumb and pack it in. So we've got our sugar and our brown sugar. Let's go ahead and do our vanilla. I got a brand new vanilla just for this. It's kind of exciting. And we're going to go back to our 1 teaspoon. Contrary to popular belief, this is 1 teaspoon, right? 1 teaspoon of vanilla. This recipe calls for 3 tablespoons of water. So here we go. This should be a nice creamy consistency. You're preparing it for your eggs to go in. How's that look? Blended, right? Yeah. It looks fluffy. Good. So then we're going to go ahead and add in our 2 eggs. That was backwards. Where does that go? That doesn't go there. What's happening?
I was wondering what you were doing.
We don't know.
Put it in a bowl so that if it's got any deformities, then you can, where was it supposed to go?
It was supposed to go in the measuring cup, and the shells were supposed to go there.
Oh, well. Awesome.
You know what? It's just fine. Now we beat in our eggs. Okay. So you've got all of your wet ingredients combined. You've got all of your dry ingredients combined. And now we're going to go ahead, and the reason this bowl is bigger is because our dry ingredients are going to go into this bowl. Then we're going to make the chocolate chips happen. So we're just going to add about half in and get it all mixed up together.
Is that measured half or just about half?
About half.
Oh, Coop the Grill's coming back.
That's right. Oh yeah, look at that. It's getting nice and creamy. And we're going to add in the rest. You know, and I always questioned this. I think it's because Mom didn't like the flour to go flying everywhere. But I'm sure there is a method to why you actually do half at a time. Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, that feels perfect. Okay. And we're going to scrape the sides again. So the reason you see me scrape the sides all the time is because nobody wants flour in their beautiful, delicious cookies. You know, you get them out of the oven and take a bite and it's covered in flour. Blech. This was powdered sugar. It might be different. Woo, all right. I'm going to tell you what the recipe says to fold in your chocolate chips. It also only calls for, I want to say 12 ounces. Yep, so we're going to put in the whole thing.
Is that a 12-ounce bag?
It is a 12-ounce bag.
Awesome. This is easy. I like it. Yep. I could even make these.
You could make these. I won't watch.
I don't want you to make me make these.
So the recipe is going to say to fold it in. I don't do that. I like the mixer. It makes my life easier. And if you don't put it on high, it's not going to hurt your chocolate chips. Contrary to popular belief in my parents' house. Look at that. Look at that. Beautiful. Oh my goodness. And there you go. You got chocolate chip cookie dough. We are going to use a cookie scoop. This one I think is just like, oh, nope. This one's Pampered Chef. There's an Oneida brand. It's exactly the same, and it does a really good job too. So we'll be right back. Okay, so we put our oven at 375 degrees. It's all preheated. You don't have to use parchment paper. These don't stick usually to a baking sheet. It's just easier for us to clean up. That's the only reason that we're doing it this way.
She does really love me.
I do really love you. That's why I'm making you cookies. Are you kidding me? You're going to space them out a little because they are going to spread, but these are very fluffy and light, so they get taller more so than they get wider. Depends on your recipe. I'm sure you've all made the one on the back of the Nestle package where they're kind of flat and wide. These don't really do that. They are more tall and fluffy.
You know, that's what happened to me.
Okay. Wow.
Tall and fluffy. What? It's from eating so many of these cookies.
Oh, blame the cookies. So we can get about a dozen on a sheet, which is kind of great. This recipe is supposed to make 10 to 12, or I'm sorry, 5.5 dozen. It takes 10 to 12 minutes to bake each batch. So in our oven, if we put 2 batches in, the first one will take the 12 minutes, and the second one, you'll be chasing your tail. So I try to put them in a few minutes apart just because it's easier for me. And in we go. Alrighty. Alexa, how much time is left? Ah, perfect. We're 2 minutes apart. All right. Little parchment paper issue.
Those look amazing.
All right. So
Are we going to try one?
I think we should.
We should really try
Yeah,
one.
I think you really should. Ooh, they're still really hot.
Okay.
They're really hot.
Well,
You're going to have to
grab
give it
a
a
glass
minute.
of milk and we'll be right back.
Yeah. No. Ones that fit you that don't fit me, I stick my thumb right in the cookies.
We should eat that one first then.
I think we probably should, really. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here. What do you think?
I think that, ooh. Oh, that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
It melts in your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
And not even just because it's fresh.
Just because it's delicious.
Oh my.
Here, let's see. Can they see the inside? So it is done. It's not wet anymore, but it's fluffy. See how they got tall?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Tall and fluffy, just like me.
Mm. Oh, yeah. These are delicious. This is my go-to chocolate chip cookie recipe. Thanks for joining us today on Coop de Grill and making chocolate chip cookies. Don't forget to like and subscribe and drop a comment. It helps grow our channel.
And if you're not following Coop de Grill by now, you should be.
Are you ready yet? Are you already ready? You're ready already, aren't you?
I'm ready already. Already ready already.
Typical. Okay.
Hey, everybody.
Oh, I have to welcome them.
You have to everything. You're doing this. This is
so
you.
Weird. You should do it.
I'm not. This is all yours.
You're cute when you do it. Okay. Anyway, so
maybe it's the spoon just looks bigger
on camera. It adds 10 pounds.
It adds 10 pounds. That's way too much salt.
10 pounds worth. No way. Okay. So I also like to use a cookie scoop.
I should have got that though. Dang it.
Flour everywhere. Oh no. Now I suppose you're recording.
Yeah.
Typical. Are you really? Yeah. How is it?
Delicious.
Good.
I can't wait for the first batch to come out. I'm a very good taste tester.
That's true.